Have to have t-shirt on here. There we go. So, some of the, I remember, Alberto talking about some of these tricks that Roman Catholics use against the Protestants, which in our days, there's not many Protestants left, it seems, because no one actually protests against the Antichrist anymore. And who's the Antichrist? Well, every single Protestant knew it in the past. And we have huge amount of books from the past, from these Protestants writing and just, telling it as second nature. They knew it. They knew who the Antichrist was. It's not like, oh, he's there or there or there or there. One thing that the Protestants was pretty agreed on, they had, issues on other topics. But one thing they pretty much agreed all on was that the Antichrist was the papacy, or the so-called papacy. It was the so-called Pope. The Pope. That's the Antichrist. That's the man of the number 666. And he has been here persecuting the saints for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years. And yeah. So, that's not really a surprise who the Antichrist really is, If you just go back and look and read the Protestant books, and you can't see my hand and I'm doing all this, If you just go back and look at the Protestant books, from the past, you will get the pointers that they believed that the Antichrist, the historical, biblical, prophetic Antichrist was the papacy. And I would agree. So I would be considered a Protestant because I protest in regards to this wicked, filthy system, of the Pope. So, but apparently there doesn't seem to be that many Protestants today. Now these people that are called Protestants are now running back to the Antichrist, the triune tyrant. This filthy system, ecumenical love and all that bullshit. That's what it is. It's utter satanic bullshit. And apparently those priests that are standing on the pulpits speaking are not saying anything in regards to the Antichrist, I think it would be a great idea if some of these preachers or whatever, actually took one of the last books that Martin Luther wrote in regards of the book with the title Against the Roman Papacy, an Institution of the Devil, and just read it aloud to the people in the church, And of course it has some pretty harsh rhetoric, but I'd rather have the truth served to me than sweet lies, which they seem to be very good at in our times, because no one seems to know who the Antichrist is. Oh, it's over there, over where, there. No. The Antichrist is the Pope. The office and great toilet seat, actually great stinking toilet seat, that bubbles with feces all over the world, well, that's the Antichrist. And that will continue. That's the so-called Roman Emperor. If you can find the Roman Emperor in this world today, you have found the Antichrist. Because the fourth beast, which is going to be destroyed when Jesus returns, is what? It's Roman! And that little horn that persecutes the saints and all that is sitting on the Roman beast. And it's in effect today. It's shooting, it's getting hot in regards to the water. Now again, I found out in regards of, Roman Catholics are filthy deceivers, It's just, it's just their tricks, Oh, you shouldn't, oh, you're hatred, anti-Catholic, and, oh, you don't love the brothers, and blah, 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 just come up with, and Catholics are Christians, and blah, blah, bullshit. They're worshipping a cookie! Marry, 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 right? Oh, the Mary statues and idols and all that is bullshit, 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 pagan idolatry with Satan. You know, you're whoring with Satan. That's what you're doing. The whore hasn't changed in some sense. You know, she's still pagan. She was already there before Christ. You know, she's sitting on all the 7 heads. She was already there, you know, and she's still there. She just took some new clothing on. She's still pagan and she's still a whore. And she's still leading people to worship the devil. Yep. Anyway, so these Roman Catholics, you know, like liars and deceivers, wolves in sheep clothing. And just, you know, it really surprises me how far people can actually go to lie, you know, and deceive and, protect the Antichrist and this wicked system. It's just, you know, it's really, you know, it really gets you, you know, in some sense. It's really like, it's just insane that people would go so far and, you know, to protect their cult. It's a cult. It's a filthy, disgusting cult, and, you know, oh yeah, it looks Christian, right? And it says, oh, we're Christians and all that. Bullshit. You're worshipping a cookie. Oh yeah, you put the round cookie. Oh, that's God, apparently. The cookie becomes God because the priest apparently have this power. Ooh. So he makes this sun cookie. And he put it in the monstrance looking like sun rays. And then you are allowed to worship it. Bullshit! Idolatry! Utter bullshit, you know? That's whoring with Satan. Now, not only the cookie, we have the so-called marry. Marry this, marry that. Oh, no. They will go out and say, oh, it's not true. Well, bullshit. You know, you just so filthy liars. It's like you talking out on this side of the mouth and talking about out of the other side of the mouth. You know, it's just incredible. It's just utter disgusting system. Utterly disgusting. It's the most evil system in the world. And then it will say, oh, it's a Christian institution. Oh, really? You know, this Pope guy, or the Pope, you know, this Pope guy sets himself over all the Christians. Well, he actually, you know, it is the high pagan priest of, you know, so, but, you know, in regards to the Christians, you know, he has no authority over the Christians, you know. It's only Christ, Jesus Christ, is the head of the Christians, not the Antichrist. Anyway, but apparently this guy full of pride, you know, proud as a pope, right? That's one of the sayings that goes. Probably from our Protestant fathers who knew a thing or two, or maybe 3, actually knew a lot of things that we have totally forgotten. And these Catholics will just come and try to sow their poison into people and let them astray. And ecumenical love, we all need to love each other and this and that. Come back under the wings of the Antichrist. No thanks, no thanks. I'll rather be away from the Antichrist, you know, and this wicked system of his. It's like, you know, you're reading history in regards of Protestant history and all that, you know, in regards of true history. And then the Roman Catholic will say, no, it is just, you know, what's it called? You know, it's like, what's it called when you call? Oh, it's a conspiracy! So now the truth becomes a conspiracy and, no, only our version of history is true. Yeah, defending that wicked system and all that. You know, adulterated history. No, is it called? Yeah, adulterated history. That's what it is. You know, protecting the system, we'll not tell the people about how wicked we actually are. Because this system is wolves in sheep clothing. That's 2 seconds. Just need some water here. Down in the... forgot some of those other guys. Just making some anti-fungus things here in regards to tea here. And we have some guys we just throw down in the tea. So we have some garlic and some cloves, I think it's called. Cloves and some cinnamon, and I had one more thing in it. Oh yeah, some chili powder thing, just to spice it a little up. There was something in regards to that as well, in regards of, not sure if it's antifungal, but anyway, that's one of the things that the medical mafia is just, overlooking, Oh, let's use what is it called? Antibiotic? Let's see if I can remember the word. Let's see. Probiotic, antibiotic, prebiotic, and all that. Yes, let's just destroy, the evil bacteria, and let's just wipe out the good as well, A broad spectrum of antibiotic, killing the good bacteria in your gut. And what happens? Oh, the fungus go viral! Because they use fungus poison, or at least they did, in the beginning, I lost the word here. My brain, there's a lot of things to remember. Anti-probiotic was from mold and fungus. Oh, fungus poison! Yes, it destroys it's just the stupid insanities in this world, and then we're destroying our health, and we get sick, and we don't know why, because they're keeping the information from us, and this and that. Of course, all these doctors are also doing it in regards of Latin. Isn't that Latin words and all that? And then you don't understand what the doctor says, because he's into all this Latin things, this and that, and anyway. Oh, they sound so clever, right? Because you don't know what they are saying, actually. Now, anyway. So they have the antibiotic and all that, and then don't tell anything in regards of fungus, because we are earning money. And there's a lot of people dying. Well, it doesn't matter, because, this world, there's too many people anyway, right? That's the satanic lie. It's a satanic lie that there's too many people in the world, but it helps people to just do what they do, working for Satan. Anyway, in regards to the going back to the Roman Catholics. Okay, so they are promoting things that are false. They're promoting, Sunday, that's a Roman Catholic, and we have no idea. Why are the so-called Protestants keeping Sunday? It's not the 7th day of the week, it's the first day of the week. And as, by the way, the Sunday is in regards to the sun, in regards to the venerated day of the sun god, Sol Invictus. Oh. The same thing that is born in regards to the 25th December, which again is Roman Catholic pagan traditions, which has nothing to do with the Bible. And then, of course, you have Easter as well, traditions of Rome, which was a great fight in regards of Asia Minor, and Rome and Roman tradition, so-called, won out. Paganism again, Easter. Easter. Yeah. No one cares. Oh, let's just keep all the pagan traditions, and let's not actually keep those those festivals, which is found in the Bible, which God actually told us about. No, let's just throw them over the shoulder with the Bible, right? And his commandments, and let's just keep to Roman tradition, pagan, filthy traditions. Doesn't sound like a good idea to me, And we know that has to come, the little horn that grows, that is on the Roman beast, thinks to change times and laws. Oh, I wonder, who could that have possibly be? Who do we see in history that could actually fulfill this prophecy? Oh, the papacy! Yeah, exactly, it's the papacy. Yeah. No. Persecuting the saints, a very clever horn. Yeah, this using it for the powers of the devil. Anyway, so, I have, gotten some experience in regards to some of these things, how the Roman Catholics, work, in some sense. I guess there's more to grow and all that. But, looking and studying Protestant history and listening to Protestant history and all that Protestants have written and all that, and you talk to Roman Catholics, or the Roman Catholics combined and say, oh, it's just a conspiracy, it's a lie, it's not true, and blah, 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 blah. Really? Really? Yeah. Because if it's something that, exposes the church system, it's not true. Oh, it's not true. It's anti-Catholic. And what are they saying, in regards of we cannot, what's it called? Oh, the word. We shouldn't, we should not tolerate that. We shouldn't tolerate it. Oh, we don't have any free speech anymore. Is that what you're saying? Yeah, because this wicked system, of course, can't handle free speech because the truth is the truth, and you just, you have a way of getting censored on so many levels when you're speaking truth. But of course, if you're just running with the lies and the deceptions and all that, hey, that's doors open for you. You will have no problems. But if you begin to, speak in regards of what every Protestant knew in the past, boo! Deletion of your material and kicked out and hatred. Oh, you're just a Catholic basher, a Catholic hater. You are this and that, and you are not loving and this. Yeah, it's just... And actually, these, some of these Catholics are just plain, deceivers, They don't even tell you that they are Roman Catholics. They see, the guy that I met in Jerusalem, and never telling me that he was a Roman Catholic. Never telling me he actually, and in regards of how he wrote to me and this and that, seemed like he was a Christian, not a Roman Catholic. And yet, sadly, he was not, and he couldn't answer some question, just asking, when did you become a Catholic? Could he answer me? No, never got an answer from him. Never. And I'm thinking back, okay, if he actually was a Roman Catholic when I met him in Jerusalem, oh my, it's just a total deception, and I actually like that guy. It's like, this is just terrible, if this is, if this like wolf in sheep clothing, Anyway, so, it's like, okay, if anyone asks me, hey, are you a Protestant? I'm like, yeah, I'm a Protestant. I can agree to that. Protest the Antichrist and all that. Yep, I'm a Protestant. Ooh, I think we can accept that. A Christian Protestant. Protest. In regards to this wicked system. No, the Pope is not the head of Christianity. He might be the head of the pagan religions in the world. Who cares about that? I don't really know. The Pontifex Maximus, the high pagan priest of paganism. He was already there before, before Christ actually came into the world, 2,000 years ago. This Pontifex Maximus title was already there. And as far as I can see, it goes back to the beginning of the Rome, in regards to Roman history, in regards to when it was a kingdom. I still need, there's a lot of things that I don't know in regards of history and all that. I'm not that, but I'm growing in regards of some of these things, that's for sure, and getting more and more understanding. And the thing is, more and more understanding gives you conflict with Roman Catholics. You begin to see the gap. There's a huge gap between us, actually. It's funny because the Roman Catholics are trying to, come back to mother, Oh, give me that is utter bullshit, You have nothing to do with this satanic system that thinks, we're Christians. Bullshit. If you wouldn't do all the things you're doing if you're a Christian, Worshipping a cookie, the Mary thing, marry this, marry that, and pray to Mary. What is this? Is insane, So-called Mary, Queen of Heaven and everlasting virgin. Is that what the Bible says? No. So wicked. Yeah, and again, Jesus warned us about wolves in sheep clothing. And I guess I might be a little harsh here in regards to, but I'd rather tell how it is instead of sweet, loving lies and leading people back to the Antichrist. Go back and read Martin Luther in regards of against the papacy and institution of the devil. He's pretty rough. He's actually much rougher than I am, I think. It just tells it how it is, Not Now he had some issues for sure and all that here and there. He made but you can find issues in all the Protestants in some sense. You can find issues in everybody, you know. The question is, are they trying the best to the... But anyway, he was correct on that issue, that's for sure. And so was the other Protestants that knew the same thing in regards of the Antichrist. Well, but we have totally lost that understanding. No one knows. No one knows nowadays. You're just, playing computer games, looking at the television and looking at all the paganism that is in the Roman theater, showing you a lot of fun stuff, right? And the Roman arena, the Colosseum, what's it called? The arena, the Colosseum, there's one more in regards of, what's it called? The circus, the Roman circus. They just keep you entertained and never telling you what is actually really going on. They keep you stupid and ignorant about the truth. You don't really learn anything in school anymore. You don't learn it in the television. You really have to dig in old books to find out who the Antichrist is. Or read the Bible. That's a good thing. If you just go to the book of Daniel in the Bible and the book of Revelation, you should, if you begin to study that, you should at some point get to the realization that, the papacy is the Antichrist. And then you get more and more and more evidence, and it just begins to pile up, and whoops, that's a mountain of evidence that this is the case. Whoa. You get open up to this flood of information of Protestant gold, of history written down by Protestants, of what this, and in regards to the Jesuits and what is going on and this and that, There's a lot of, it's just, you're like, wow, there's a lot of information. And I've just touched the, tip of the mountain, it seems, There's so much out there. And you're not told. If you go and ask people, hey, do you know who the Antichrist is? Nope. They don't know. And if you begin to tell them in regards, who do you think that Protestant protested against? Now, who did they actually protest against? Who could it be? And you're trying to lead them, and they just don't want to talk to you. People don't, no, he's a nutcase. No, he's like, But this is something that all the Protestants knew, because how can you be a Protestant if you're not protesting? And if you don't know who you're protesting, that's not really helpful, is it? This is insane. So these Roman Catholics, you meet them here and there and all that, and just, how they will twist things, how they will, lie and deceive, and again, if someone comes and asks me, hey, and talk to me, and if he's like, it seems like a little Protestant, and he asks me, hey, are you a Protestant, It sounds like a little like a Protestant, in regards, you have a lot of issues in regards to the Antichrist and all that. It sounds like you're protesting the Antichrist. I would say, yeah, I think Protestant is pretty agreeable, that fits pretty good. But, if you ask, some of these Roman Catholics are like, they don't say anything. It's like, they just can't just come out and say, yeah, I'm a Roman Catholic. You when you talk to someone, and it's like, you get the feeling that, it's a Roman Catholic actually. That he actually has some, or that the person actually has some, why they are actually attacking you, why they are actually, going into this madness and all that. And I was like, okay, are you a Roman Catholic? And just instead of answering the question, just fly around the subject, fly into different things and all that. It's like, you couldn't, you just can't answer if you're a Roman Catholic or what? Of course, that's probably the case, and thereby, it's just dishonest. It's just so dishonest. You can't even tell me, it's just incredible. I remember, one of these where I was on Facebook. I was in one of these Christian groups. I'm writing in regards of the Antichrist. Not anything that was out of, so I'm fixing it on this forum. And 3 Roman papers reacted. It was wonderful. It was really wonderful because I didn't need to do much. I just put some things out and they were just coming out the bushes. And I was loving it. I was absolutely loving it, because they're totally exposing their own system. And of course, if they really was truthfully and all that, they should actually be able to just say what they believe, right? But that's not necessarily the case. Yeah. So anyway, one of them, apparently, he put up prayers to Mary, right? And I was like, oh, I love that. Not in regards of the whoring with this, filthiness and all that, but, to show what they actually believe. So this guy fixes, I think it was 2 pictures and a prayer on each of these in regards of Mary. And so one of the other Roman Catholics responded to him, no, don't do that, because it's like, in regards of this Mary thing, in regards of telling the Protestants about Mary, is like telling them about, this in regards of you give money and then you get, what's it called? In regards of Martin Luther and the 95 Theses against, what's it called? 95 Theses against, it's hard remembering all these words. 95 Theses, Martin Luther. Let's see here, against, what was it called? I should be able to find it pretty, indulgences. Oh, yeah, so he was saying, you shouldn't talk to the Protestants, in regards of Mary and all that, it's like talking to the Protestants about indulgences. And I'm like, oh, you can't just come out and say what you actually believe. No. No, they're hiding what they really believe, and they're just mingling among the Protestants, which I don't know how much Protestants there actually are anymore, but there still seem to be some coals still going. And of course, the Satan, he's trying not to blow on these coals that are left, because these coals might actually blow up, into fire again. So yeah, so anyway, one of the guys was writing, in regards to, hey, is this actually, where do you find that in the Bible? And I was like, yeah, go for it, ask some questions, yeah. And that's the thing, there's a huge gap in regards of Roman Catholicism and in regards of standing on the Bible. And the Protestants, I don't think the Protestants took it. They should have taken it even further, because all those pagan holidays, maybe, pagan, set apart days, is not found in the Bible. And why would we still keep those, and why would we keep to Sunday and so forward? Which, all these things, why would we continue to do that? If we are going to stand on sola scriptura in regards of the scriptures and the scriptures alone, right? So, but anyway, I think you can still read outside sources, but you have to be aware that after the wheat was sown, the tares, the darnel, the poisonous darnel was sown as well. So, and they're growing up together. So already early on in the 1st century. So you have to be, have some discernment when you read outside sources and be careful. But there are also some that really can be valuable as well. You can also get some. But in any case, but these festivals that Rome, have been promoting is not found in the Bible. And the whole calendar is not found in the Bible. In regards to the New Year that we keep in the winter, that is in regards to the New Year of Janus, who looks in both directions. This is a pagan god. Nothing to do with the Bible. And then the New Year, according to the Bible, is in spring. Now the Jews are keeping it in fall and all that, so they have their issues as well. Of course, they rejected Jesus Christ, so not really, But anyway, But why would we still continue to keep the pagan New Year of Janus? In regards of January and all that, I have no idea. I have no idea. Why would we continue to promote a lie? Because it's just a lie. It's a pagan satanic lie that has nothing to do with the truth. Because the truth is in spring in regards of Passover, which of course we also have changed because we are following Roman traditions about Easter. Easter. Nothing to do with the Bible. It's pagan traditions again, you know. Easter, rabbit, egg-laying rabbit or whatever, and all that. And, and the churches are even promoting this. The churches that actually should stand for truth are promoting this. Are actually the promoters of these things, It's sad, just go to a church in Denmark, for example, and look Easter, and all that for children in regards of, eggs, that they can go find egg, whatever, all these stupidities that they're doing. What does that have to do with the Bible? Absolutely nothing. I could understand keeping a tradition like burning, a doll of, made out to be the Pope in regards of the Pope's Day. After they tried to blow up the English Protestant Parliament and all that in regards of Guy Fawkes and all that, also called Guy Fawkes Day, by the way. And they made like a thing in regards of the Pope, this white thing and all that, and they burned him on the stake with the devil, That's, and they remembered in regards of the Antichrist and so forward. And I think that's a tradition I could have, of course they have squeezed that out, as understanding the tradition was both in England and the US. It's not a biblical tradition in regards of it, but it was something that the Protestants could remember in regards to the Antichrist. And by the way, the Antichrist is going to be cast into the fire as well. So that's another thing, burning. Instead of, in Denmark, we burn witches, we have this doll of, what is it called? They fix it out a witch. And I'm like, hey, it would be a lot more interesting and more, keeping to truth in regards of actually burning a thing of the Pope or the Poop. But again, it's still tradition. It's not biblical in regards of the festivals that we have. But at least it's something that actually keeps the light going in regards of people knowing, because the preachers would then preach about the Antichrist on that day. Of course, probably also all the other days. But here we have like a, remembering that they're trying to destroy the Protestants. They tried to blow up the English Parliament so the Roman Catholics could get control again. It's funny, all these so-called truthers out there began to have this mask. And I'm like, truth doesn't hide behind the mask, so I had a problem with that. Besides that, you have these cartoons in regards of also this mask being, this character also having some promoting satanic doctrines. And then, of course, you find out historical that it goes back to the Roman Catholic Church and the Jesuits and so forward, trying to blow up the English Parliament. That was a Protestant Parliament. And then, it's a disgusting mask. Why ever go around with, hey, I'd rather burn something that is, made to look like the Poop on a steak, that's for sure, at least that will have some truth in it. You have to remember what these Roman papists are trying to do. They're trying to conquer the world for the Roman Emperor. When you're a Roman Catholic, you have Roman Catholic, okay? So even if you're born in Denmark and all that, and is a Danish citizen and whatever and all that, when you become a Roman Catholic, you're now under the wings of the Antichrist. Roman, you're foreign, you have your authority from a foreign worldly power. And it's not Jesus Christ, it's the Antichrist. So anyway, and of course the Protestant that fled to the US, the colonies and all that, knew about how the Roman papist was, and they had laws against Roman papists. They were not allowed to have government positions and so forward. They were not allowed to do the abominations of the Mass and all that. That cookie Jesus, that cookie God is the wafer God of this wicked system. And they just twist things out of hand from the scripture to defend this doctrine, and actually defend many doctrines, It's, this has to be the most, well, I think it is actually, the most wicked organization, the most wicked cult in the whole world. And why? Because they're twisting, they're liars, they're murderers, they are just destroyers of the truth. And if there's no Protestants standing up, no Christians standing up for the truth of the Bible and history and so forward, we will lose everything. And we will come under the wings of the Antichrist, which seems to actually be in fruition. It's everybody is running back to the Antichrist. Oh, that sweet white poop. Stinking poop. Oh, you can't say that. You're a Catholic heathen, blah, 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 blah. No, he's the Antichrist. He's the man with the 666. That's the little horn. He is the beast of the number 666. Every single one of these guys in that position, in regards to the number 666, you don't need to look anywhere else. It's like, they will say, oh, it's over here. Oh, it's over there. Oh, it's over there. No, it's just Rome. It's just look down to Rome, like all the Protestants, and you will get it. That's the thing. You don't need to, but they're trying to take your, look over there, look over there, look over there. They try to make you look everything else, every other place than where scriptures are actually pointing, and where all the Protestants knew. All the Protestants, just go back. There's hundreds and hundreds of books of the Protestants. A lot of them, she's just, go read them. Look at what they believed. It's like second nature to them. They knew about this. And what do we know today? Nothing! We know we're totally ignorant because no one is telling us about these things. No one is telling us anything about these things anymore. Because no one dares to take, no, we have to have ecumenical love. Oh. It's just bullshit, Utterly bullshit. Why would I ever come under the wings of the Antichrist 666 and all his abominations and, man-made laws and, as a canon law and all? That was what Luther burned, wasn't it? All these laws of the Antichrist with the papal bull as well. The papal bull that was excommunicating Martin Luther. Make a fire, burn the whole, just burn it all, this crap, this bullshit. Coming from Rome, thinking they have the authority to excommunicate others. Really? Well, it didn't work in the past in regards of Asia Minor, which told Bishop Victor to, hey, it's better, that we should fear God more than we should fear man. That was in the 2nd century. Wonderful letter, by the way, I think. Wonderful letter showing that the bishop in Rome didn't have the authority to, change what is in the Bible. And they pretty much just gave him the finger, the middle finger. Just wonderful. It's just wonderful. It's better to fear God than to fear man. So apparently Bishop Victor must have said some not so nice words, and he apparently seemed to became a little outrageous, afterwards and all that, and wanted to excommunicate all those churches and congregations in Asia Minor, for actually just standing for the truth. We can see these, these wicked things going on in history very early on, where Satan is trying to take the truth away from the Christians. Yeah, there he sits in the middle of the Christians and thinking he is the head, when actually it's just Satan's puppet trying to corrupt the Christians. I guess it's a smart move of Satan in some sense. It works pretty good for him, Look at the so-called Protestants. They don't know who the Antichrist is. I don't know, You're just a nutcase, right? If you talk about the Antichrist being the Pope, right? But if you go back in history, that's what one book after another, one book after another, one book after another, because the Protestants knew their scriptures and they knew their history. Not all this Catholic bullshit history where they are writing, Well, actually, you can also learn from Roman Catholic sources as well. Just have to be aware that this is from their side. But, they have a way of exposing themselves sometimes in regards to their own material. And so you can still use it and just read Roman Catholic, sometimes it's pretty good actually. But you just have to be aware that, when you're reading something, so you're not falling into it, Yeah, anyway. So, Protestant history, wonderful. We don't know anything anymore. We don't take anything seriously anymore. We have been deceived on so many levels. So sad. So sad. Oh, yeah. We need some of these good so-called propaganda songs. I found one wonderful from the beginning of the Reformation and all that. And I should actually, I wonder, it should be, I can't see anything. I have it someplace on my computer, I think. German and English version. I should probably copy it down to a document and all that. But that was a song that was, from a book so-called propaganda songs and all that. I do, these songs, I don't know why some of these songs were hidden away or, forgotten or something like that, because it's nice to, for example, the song that I found, it's nice to see how the one creating a song is actually looking at the Roman papacy and all that, and what they actually had been experienced, yeah. It's just wonderful. And talking about this bullshit system of the Roman papacy or the papacy, and how they, distorted the truth and all that, and sold them lies in some sense. And we today we don't even know there's a danger in this, We don't have we have no idea. And we're just getting deceived, all of us, it seems. Many are getting deceived. And being led back to this filthy system. And no one seems to be speaking up about it. And if someone speaks up about it, oh, you are anti-Catholic and blah, blah, blah. Just goes on, these, I should be able to be better in regards of all these terms that you hear. But you will, if you get into the track and find out who the Antichrist is, and you get, in regards, you will experience it for yourself. I don't really, you will experience what they call you and this and that, yeah. So, anyway, so they have that tricks. And these, Mohammedans are not, there's 1.8 billion Mohammedans in the world, And I had one Mohammedan say, oh, it's not 1.8, it's 1.9 or whatever, Oh, give me a break, But anyway, as far as I know, if you actually look it up on the internet, it's still 1.8 billion Mohammedans, And it's like, many Mohammedans believe, oh, we have 1.8 billion people believing in Muhammad. And, the God of Allah that doesn't have a son and all that. Oh, we must have the truth. This is not a number game, you guys, that, in regards to the flood of the whole world and all that, there was only 8 people surviving that, I don't know how many people there was besides those 8 people, but the number could have been pretty big, So people are living, over 900 years they could live, so there's a possibility that the birth rate had, maybe was pretty high as well, So there could have been, on these years that they had until the flood, there could have been a lot at that point. And of course, they were closer to the, the DNA code, the real code, there wasn't so many mutations and so forward. I think it was like 60 or 100 mutations we get from every generation in our days. So every single generation actually have it worse than, the last generation. It adds up. But anyway, they could live over 900 years before the flood. and things were probably better on many levels than today, because we're not even getting to 100 anymore, are we? Well, at least some are getting to 100, but it's not that many, So, and that's like 1/9. Is it called 1/9 in math? It's 1/9 of what they did beforehand, right? Or maybe nearly 1/10. Well, 1/9, 1/10, whatever. What was actually possible before to live in regard, and who knows in regard to how many years the women actually have had possible of having children in any way. But anyway, whatever the case, it's not a number game. It doesn't matter if you have 99% of the people on this earth, if all those people, 99%, have turned away from Jesus Christ, the Son of God and God in the flesh and all that, well, just because it's 99, that is against, doesn't, believe in Jesus Christ, it doesn't mean they have the truth. And this is not a democracy. The truth is still the truth, and the lie is still a lie, and doesn't matter how many actually believe it, If there's 80%, it doesn't matter. It's not a democracy. God rules, and that's the way it is. So, any case, where was it? Back to, so even if there's 1.8 billion Mohammedans, by the way, have their own issues. They have they have a lot of issues, but they have a lot of the Roman Catholics and the Mohammedans in regards of believing the Mary thing and all that. I actually believe a lot of the same things, but of course both of them are wrong. She's not an everlasting virgin. How can she be an everlasting virgin when the Bible says that Joseph didn't know his wife until Jesus was born? Well, then she wouldn't be a virgin anymore, would she? Oh, yeah, but the Catholics, because of their stupid traditions and their, it's just incredible how foolish it is and how insane it is, this whole system, And you just go to the New Testament and read it. No. We'll trust the church. Oh, we'll trust the Antichrist. He will lead us into all truth. Oh, really? I think he will lead you into a lot of deceptions, and that's exactly what he does, right? All right, his cookies. Yeah, his cookies. Oh, my. Anyway, okay. So the Mohammedans don't believe that Jesus, Mohammedans don't believe in Jesus, Well, they say they believe in Jesus, but they don't. They believe in a fictive version of Jesus. You see, the version of Jesus that the Mohammedans believe is only a prophet. He's not the Son of God. And he wasn't executed on a tree, and thereby he wasn't resurrected. Oh, really? You trust a guy that came nearly 600 years after the event, and you trust what that guy tells you? It's just insane. Use your mind a little, I don't go back to the first sources about Jesus Christ instead of listening to a guy 600 years after the event nearly. It's like, have you lost your brain? That's just utterly insane, But anyway, so so they have some issues for sure. Even the Jews knew they executed Jesus, They just think it was a good deed, He was blaspheming and this and that, Let's kill him, So the Jews are not even rejected that, and they have sources on it, that he was, executed on the eve of Passover and so forward. But they call him Yeshu, which is an acronym for may his name be obliterated or blotted out, It's not really sweetie and all that, but any case. So they have some problems there, but it's nice to see that the Jewish believers, in Israel, it's growing, it seems, so that's nice. But anyway, going back to the Roman Catholics, I guess, But again, oh yeah, the Mohammedans. The Mohammedans are just stinking wolves. You can smell these wolves miles away. And so for a Christian, it shouldn't be a problem, discounting Muhammad, the pedophile who had a sex with a 9-year young girl when he was 54 years old. It should be easy to discount this guy as a false prophet. I don't know why you Mohammedans have so much problems with it. Maybe because you can be killed or something like that if you reject Muhammad as a prophet and all that. So you become a heretic and a legal target for being killed. I don't know. Anyway, that might be one of the reasons why people are just jumping off the wagon of, Mohammedanism, the religion of fear. I think that's a good description of it. Anyway, so Muhammad was clearly a false prophet. Again, I have no idea why you Mohammedans, wouldn't actually be able to notice that. It's pretty clear. If just go read the Bible and figure out the prophecies about Jesus Christ and all that. And instead of going to one that comes like 600 years after the event, that's not very smart. That's pretty stupid, actually. Have some brain and go back to look to the sources that writes in the 1st century, That's insane. Utterly insane, 600 years after. He didn't see anything. He didn't hear anything. He didn't see, he didn't know Jesus. Just, oh my. But let's just discount every source from the 1st century, right? Because it goes against the Quran and blah, blah, blah. And, we know the Quran is it's just bullshit. Utter bullshit. Anyway, so for a Christian, it's not a problem or should be a problem. It shouldn't be. In our days, it seems to be, getting into issues about these things because, everybody worship God. Well, Jesus says there's only one way to the Father, and that's through Him. And, they are rejecting that He's God's Son. They have it's very clear when you're talking to a Mohammedan and we believe in Jesus. Oh, okay, really? So you believe He's the Son of God? Oh, no. If they're at least honest, you never know in regards to these, any case, it's just sad. But it should be pretty clear. Okay, so if you find out that they don't believe that Jesus is God's Son and they don't believe that He was executed on the tree, and thereby, of course, they don't believe He was resurrected either. Oh, really? Well, that's pretty easy. We take Muhammad and down the trash with Muhammad, okay? Or Muhammad. Who cares with that guy? Down the trash and all that. And then you stir up all the Mohammedans, right? Oh, you can't do this and this is our prophet and blah, 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 blah. Hey, let me tell you something. Get out of that cult. Just move away from Muhammad, okay? He's a false prophet. And we say, you're not loving and this and that. Well, at least I'm so loving to tell you the truth. Instead of saying, let's just, so we can go along to get along and all that. Bullshit! The truth is still the truth, and the truth is that Muhammad is a false prophet, and I don't care what you think about it, but that's the truth, and I'm at least loving you so much so I tell you the truth and just don't go along to get along, okay? Oh, you people! Oh, yeah, and there we go, in the door jumps a Mohammedan with an axe or whatever, because you are offended. Oh, give me a break, Maybe you should just, maybe you should just think a little and just, do some research for yourself, right? Just do yourself a favor and do some research because no one is going to do it for you. And if you're going to these blind guides, you will continue to be in this abomination of a system. That's like two coins of the same wicked coin in regards of Mohammedanism and Roman Catholicism. Now, of course, Roman Catholicism in regards to the papacy or the poopacy is the head of it all. But anyway, many of the same, you can find parallels between these two abominations. Any case. So it shouldn't be that much of a problem figuring out that in regards of Muhammad and so forward, and just ask him Muhammad, just ask him, do you believe in Jesus? And if he says yes, do you believe he's the Son of God? And if he's honest, he will say, no, we don't believe that. No, we don't believe that. Oh, do you believe he was executed on a tree? I'll say, no. Oh, okay. Already there, you know something already, You shouldn't become a Mohammedan because they haven't, of course you can tell the text, you can tell the guy, that's not Jesus, you have a wrong Jesus, Of course, it's really hard to actually convince people that are, grown up with this, their whole life, like we're growing up with evolution, pagan satanic evolution in the West. It's nothing to do with the Bible. It's just incredible. It goes back to India. I think it's coming from, if I remember correctly, Hinduism or something like that. They have, they just have a little less of years, but so it has, well, what shall we say, evolved over, here in the West in regards of how many years. But, long before Darwin was around, it was already there. It's a pagan, satanic, doctrine. It's nothing to do with the truth. But of course, because we have grown up with this and no one is actually telling us the truth, we believe that evolution about millions and billions of years is true. It's not. It's a lie. If you actually take the Bible and read it and study it and all that, you will find out that the world is only around 6,000 years. Yeah. You can just do your, just open a Bible, open the book and begin to check the numbers and, calculate it, and you will figure out that, the world is only around 6,000 years, according to the Bible. And that, I think, is fitting pretty good with real science and not all this pagan bullshit which they have now mixed into the thing, because they hate God, and because they hate God, they can't accept that this is actually in regards of creation, so they have to make this evolution. I remember this quote from one of these professors or one of these higher learned guys, and he says, he knows that evolution was wrong, but he couldn't accept the other alternative because there was only one other alternative. If evolution is not true, there's only one alternative, that someone created it. And he couldn't accept that, but he knew evolution was a lie, but he kept to it. Think about that. Living a lie, even if you know it's not true. He knew it wasn't true. He knew he could see this. He knew it wasn't true, and yet he kept on hanging on to it because the other alternative he couldn't accept. It's insane. It's like totally insane. But anyway, there's interesting quotes out there from some of these. But anyways, it's a lie. It's a deception. It's not true. The world is around 6,000 years, now plus minus hundreds of years, It goes from 5,500 to 7,500 years of variation in some sense, but it's around there, So, of course, man lived with dragons. And what is dragons? Dragons are dinosaurs. They were not called dinosaurs until 1841, because that's the time when the word dinosaur was invented. Okay? So before that, they called them dragons. And we have stories of dragons. We have footprints of dragons and man. We have, pictures of dragons. We have, so there's a huge amount of things in regards of showing that man lived with dinosaurs. So that's not really, and it seems to be popping more and more up of these footprints with dinosaur footprints and man footprints together, and they don't like it. Of course they don't like it because it ruins the whole pagan idea of evolution and all that, and they don't, anyway. They really have a hatred in regards of this. You can see sources on, if you go looking into it and all that, it's just disgusting. It's utterly disgusting because it's not really science if you have an agenda, is it? If you're controlling an agenda and then misusing science to, it's just bullshit. It's just utter bullshit, And that's how the Satanist works, just. Anyway, So back to Roman Catholicism. What was it in regards to Roman Catholicism? Oh yeah, Elias, deceivers, wolves in sheep clothing. Yeah, pretty much wolves in sheep clothing. You know, and they have this cookie. You know, they really love the cookie. Okay. You know, if you're talking against the cookie, they're so offended, or, you know, it's like, oh, you can't talk to us, you know. And I was like, one of the Catholics that said to me, you can't, that is exactly why no one wants to talk to you or debate you or something like that. Now, and I'm like, you know, I didn't say anything that was untrue. I just told, in regards to the cookie god, the wafer god and all that. Just do something in regards to that, throw that in. I might have been a little, I maybe made little fun of it, okay? In regards of worshipping a round wafer, a cookie god, just, any case, whatever it's just, I'm like, but it's true. It's true, you really set this cookie, that's the whole thing in regards of, they really, are really putting this cookie on a pedestal, It's just totally outrageous. And a lot of Protestants don't know what the Roman Catholics now believe. It's, the ecumenical movement has been very effective, we're just all Christians and blah, 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 bullshit, The thing is, Roman Catholics are worshipping a cookie. And they're eating that god. And of course, they do all the things in regards of Mary, so-called Mary as well. And bowing down to, statues, idols, images, kissing them, lighting candles. What's it called? The thing with the... I never remember what it is, in regards of the smoke, I can't remember what it's called. But anyway, it's just, on their knees, on the floor, it's just abomination. I didn't really believe that anyone was doing this nowadays. Man, I was surprised. Oh my. That's, if anyone wants, you could just go to Jerusalem, for example. You could probably go to inside any Roman Catholic whorehouse that is out there. And I remember actually being in one in Nazareth as well. And this guy, he went, they make the upside cross as well, by the way. That's funny, people can't even see it's an upside cross. Now, it doesn't matter, of course, if it was the one way or the other, but, what does that have to do with the Bible? Oh, it has some magical power or whatever. Give me a break. Anyway, so this guy that was there, we went in, in regards of it. I didn't. Any case, so we went in and we went into this room, and this guy was, it was like a statue of so-called Mary, and he turned around, and I can't remember if he bowed or made the upside cross first, but he did both things. He bowed before the idol and made an upside cross. I'm not sure if he did it first or, I can't remember if it was the one thing he did first or the other thing he did first. I guess Catholics have a way of doing, I'm not sure which one. But he did the same thing in regards to when we were going out. And I was like, oh my, what are you doing? I was like, this is bad. But of course, then I was in Jerusalem and, hearing about these things in regards of, I was still, figuring, I'm still figuring things out and all that, but, I'm, a lot of years, 2-3 years ago or something like that, I was still, trying to figure things out. So I went to this place because I wanted to see these things for myself. Is this really true that the Roman Catholics are doing these things? I can't believe that, right? So I went to the thing in Jerusalem, inside the old city, and I can't remember what it's called, but where they believe Jesus was executed and all that. There's the idol and so forward, and people bowing down, but inside this box, and well, my. Anyway, that was just horrible experience. What are these people doing? If you want to see what they really are doing, just go and look. But actually, I'm not sure it's actually so good. Actually, this is a whorehouse. It's like I felt like I wanted to run out, get out of that place quickly, I was in there, and they have the place where they, think that Jesus has been laid and all that, and they're doing all the witchcraft stuff and all that, all the things, the candles and whatever, the, what is it called, the Mary thing with the pearls and all that, and fixing it on this stone because they think it gets a blessing, and oh, give me a break. And the idols you can buy in the old city, idols are everywhere. Idols everywhere. It's just, of course, it's not only the Catholics that are, just idols everywhere that you can buy and so forth in the shops, and utter disgusting. And the rosary, that's what they call it. The rosary, this and that. And you just, you don't even need to go there. I guess there are some videos on YouTube. I actually have some of my recordings as well, but I don't even want to look at it. I just something in me just doesn't, I tried, I was like, no, I don't even want to look at it. It's just so disgusting. I thought about if I should actually delete it, because it's regards of, yeah. But it's utterly disgusting what these people are doing, Of course, the same thing with the Orthodox. The Orthodox, oh yeah. They have their icons. Bowing down, kissing, doing the, all these stupidities and all that. Because they believe, after they have made this image and it has been, that it has been sanctified or whatever, this has this ceremony thing and all that. And then it becomes an icon. And then they believe the Holy Spirit indwells the image. I'm like, you're kidding me, You have to be kidding me. And then they worship these images. Of course, the idols as well and all that. But anyway, it's just disgusting. What are people doing? And they're calling themselves Christians. And yet they're worshiping the devil. Doesn't really make sense, does it? Oh, loving the idols and images. It's like seeing the Mohammedans while they're running 7 times round of this pagan building, this square building and all that, which apparently, as far as I can see, they already did before Muhammad. Muhammad was doing it in regards to these pagan things. And anyway, so there's this rock in the side of it. It's like seeing the Mohammedans trying to get to this rock to kiss it. Of course, they have stories about the rock taking upon itself sins and all that. Hey, that stone won't save anyone. That's a living stone. That was Jesus Christ, the Son of God and all that. But that stone, in regards of Mecca, won't save a single man. Nope. Oh, but it's black. Doesn't work. Doesn't matter if it's black or this, because it had taken the sins upon. No, it's bullshit. That's what it is. It's pagan bullshit. And you should repent and go find out who Jesus Christ is. And when you have found out who Jesus Christ is, the second thing I think of importance is to find out who the Antichrist is, so you're not lured into his bullshit. Yep, that's pretty much it. And then you will know what the Protestants knew. All of them. Anyway, they had other issues, of course, but in regards to that thing, in regards to who the Antichrist is, they were pretty spot on, all of them. Knew the same, they are pretty much in agreement on that. So, anything else? I guess that's probably a lot of things, just go look for, do some research yourself. Don't believe the crazy guy on the, whatever. Go and check it out for yourself to see if in regards of, read the book of Daniel and the book of Revelation. Actually, if you're a newcomer to Christianity, I think the first thing would probably be to read the book of Matthew, Mark, Lucas, and John. If you read those 4 accounts, you will know who Jesus Christ actually is. And then be careful of Paul. I always warn people of Paul, because Paul takes people into lawlessness. I think it fulfills the words of Jesus that that in regards to the darnel and so forth, the lawless seeds, the poisonous seeds. Anyway, so just be careful of Paul. But anyway, if you start out reading Matthew, Mark, Lucas, and John, those 4 Gospels about the same gospel. There is 4 books about the exact same thing from 4 different angles. So you find out who, in regards of who Jesus Christ actually is. Now, when you know who Jesus Christ actually is, then, over time, if you study your Bible, you will figure out that the Antichrist is the papacy. So again, there's a lot of people trying to point you in so many wrong directions. Just be aware that it took me years to get where I am at the moment. It took me years to get through all the lies and deceptions and all that. It's just, there's so many liars and so many deceivers out there, so many that promotes falsehood. So, it's like Satan has a lie on every single level. Even when you find out who Jesus Christ is, Son of God, God in the flesh, who died for the sins of the world and so forward. When you find out that, Satan cannot deceive you by all the false versions that is out there, and there's a lot. There's the cookie Jesus of the Roman Catholics, and then there's the only prophet version of the Mohammedans. Those 2 versions are the most important versions to know about, I think. Those are the most prevalent, those are the 2 ones that I would, because if you can figure, they're the two most popular. But there's a huge amount of other versions of Jesus Christ. There's false versions, many false versions. But when you know who Jesus Christ is, no one can, it's hard for Satan to try to deceive you, because when you know, and then when he comes by with one of these false versions, that's not Jesus. That's not Jesus. What are you talking about? Just reject it and go for. Then of course, but there we go. But again, that's a deception on every level, it seems like, because then when you find out who Jesus Christ is, then you have to, in regards to the Antichrist, and there's a lot of liars and deceivers out there, and on many other subjects and all that. So you really need to read the Bible and study and and find out who is actually lying to you and who is telling you the truth. And if you're a Roman papist, do some research. This institution is just the most evil institution in the world. The Vatican. Anyway, of course, in regards to prophecy and all that, we're going for the so-called New World Order. Well, the New World Order is not new. And I think a better word in regards of the New World Order is the word poop doom. That's what it is. We are going further and further in the direction of poop doom, because no one knows in regards to the Antichrist anymore, and thereby they have pretty much free room to do whatever they want, because the Protestant seems to be dead. There have been, Jesuits, and of course no one knows who the Jesuits are either. The Jesuits was created as an anti-protest, anti-reformation. They were created to get the Protestants back to the hall. That would be in regards to the Roman Catholic Church and Rome and all that. And they have been very effective, because no one knows who the Antichrist is anymore. And now, again, the former Protestants are now being led back to this wicked system. So the Jesuits they're the special soldiers of the Antichrist. And so this order was created and to get the Protestants back under the wings of the so-called Mother Church. The Mother. It's interesting, right? Because it's the Mother. I thought if any congregation in the world was to be considered a mother congregation, I thought it would have been Jerusalem. Oh, I have to be so stupid, because, they say it's in Rome. Oh, I wonder, reading the New Testament and everything seems to be going on in Israel and in Jerusalem. And of course, in regards to the council in the book of Acts is in Jerusalem. Oh, but apparently Rome believes she's the mother. Well, of course she's the mother whore, but she's not the mother church in regards of Jesus Christ. Yeah. It's a most devious contraption and deception from Satan, the system, and luring people. And leading people astray. So I'll probably have to been drinking a little too much of this tea thing. Anyway, anything else? Well, again, Sunday is not the last day of the week. Sunday is the first day of the week. Easter is pagan. Some call it even Passover. We call it we use another Danish word, but but it's not biblical. It's not calculated in regards of biblical instructions. So it's Easter. Of course, in English, you actually have it called Easter and Passover, both of them. But it's Easter. It's nothing to do with Passover according to the Bible. And in regards of history, when you go back, you can see the conflict they had between Rome and Asia Minor. But we talked about that. But we have this good amount of sources on that. So I think that probably one of the things that we have a lot of sources compared to some of the other things in regards of showing that the Christians in Asia Minor was actually keeping the festivals according to the Bible. Those so-called, those Jewish holidays. And if you use the word Jewish, it's bad. It has to be bad if it's anything Jewish, because Jesus wasn't a Jew, was he? Oh yeah, he was a Jew. Oh, our master was actually a Jew. Maybe that's then not so bad in regards of being called a Judaizer. Because it's just a misused word in regards of these things. Now, we're not talking about going into Judaism but in regards of just keeping to the Bible, because Judaism has a lot of issues in regards to the Jews. Of course, that was one of the issues they had in regards to this new sect, is that, Jesus was breaking all their man-made laws and all that, and the new followers of Jesus Christ was a problem for Judaism. As far as I know, they look at Jesus as the destroyer of Judaism. So, and of course, all their man-made laws and all their rabbinic, so-called rabbinic, because there's only one rabbi, and that's Jesus Christ. And Jesus also said, don't call anyone on earth Father. And yet what does the Roman Catholic institution do? Oh, Father my this, Father my that, and all that. In regards of calling no one rabbi and so forth, what do we have in regards to the Jews? And there's traps everywhere. You see these so-called Christians, whatever, and they're calling themselves rabbis. Well, Jesus said there's only one rabbi, and that's him. So, anyway, all brothers, right, in Christ, brothers and sisters in Christ, and you have one rabbi. So, and one Father who is in heaven, and so forward. Did you see the poop actually being in heaven? No. Maybe it's because he's not actually the Father that we are to, have. So maybe we should just reject the papacy. I think that's a pretty good idea, and just begin to read the Bible and begin to follow, the Bible, instead of following this pagan, filthy system that tries to make it out to be Christian, and whoring with Satan and all that. It's it's the whole, these whorehouses, it's just Roman Catholic whorehouses. That's what it is. Some have called it the synagogue of Satan. Synagogue is just a meeting house. In regards to the meeting house of Satan, you're committing spiritual whoredom by worshipping a cookie and the Mary thing and all that bullshit, and praying to the dead and all that. And you have all these cards in regards of you can pray for this and that and whatever. If you have this issue, you pray to this dead saint. And if and of course, apparently the church decides who the saints are in regards of giving sainthood and so forward. Utter bullshit. I had a Catholic. Well, it's like, yeah, but the church, is the thing that actually, in regards of, making people into, saints and all that. Yeah, well, not according to the Bible, of course. But of course, Satan wants to be God. If God has 3 crowns on his head, Satan wants 3 crowns on his head, right? And in regards of the, just look at the office of the papacy when he is crowned like ruler of the world. Yeah, because he thinks he has the authority to rule the whole world in both spiritual and political powers. He thinks he's the top of the pyramid, which of course in regards of satanic power and all that, yeah, he would be in the top because he is the Antichrist. So if you follow the pyramid, it should lead you to Rome, because all roads leads to Rome. Yeah. Anyway, I think I've spoken enough. I'm getting a little hungry actually. 1 hour and 21 minutes. Yeah. But I don't really have much nice to say about Roman Catholicism, It's just look at what they're doing, It's disgusting, utterly disgusting. Yeah, it's abomination. It's just worshipping Satan, following the Antichrist. Yeah. And being, and in regards to the teaching as well, it's the same with the Jews, with the Mohammedans, with the Roman Catholics and all that. They're listening to these blind teachers, and then they go out and promote the same bullshit, So a lot of the things you hear again and again and again in regards to twisting things and trying to twist it and it's just disgusting. Remove the name of God, and there's it's just actually we have a lot of Bibles, and they have translated the Bibles into our language and all that. What do you think they did with God's name? They actually replaced God's name with a title. No idea why they did that. Traditions and the Roman Catholic Church apparently have issues with it, and of course the Jews have issues with the name of God. But in regards to the Protestants, which is just stand on Scripture, right, shouldn't actually take the name of God out of their Bibles, should they? And yet, we see so many versions having taken it out nearly 7,000 times. You just see the King James Version, for example. The name is around 7 times actually in the Bible, and yet the rest of the times they removed it and replaced it with the Lord. They put capital letters in, at least they did that, but it's a dishonest translation, I think, when you remove the name of God from his writings, right? I think it's dishonest, But anyway, we had a Jew in Denmark that actually became Christian, and he translated the whole Bible, and he used the name of God. So, and he writes in his forewords that he didn't think that he should, excuse himself or whatever in regards of using the name, and of course he shouldn't, because he translated it honestly. It's the others that are translating it dishonestly. Anyway, Oh, let's see here. I guess, yeah. Anyway, so just take care of these, yeah. Satan has I guess, a deception for everyone. It's just sad. And we'll have to stand on the Bible, and the more the more you can fix from, find out in regards to the Bible and all that, the less chance he has to deceive you. But, it seems like there's a deception on every single level, it just doesn't seem to stop. It's actually feeling like you're wearing out, and all these Catholics bullshit, you end up finding out who really is the, in regards to the Mohammedans, not really a problem, because they're not Christians, They flat out deny that Jesus is the Son of God. And not so with the Roman Catholics. You can sit there and talk with a Roman Catholic and never know he's actually a Roman Catholic. The thing is, they can talk about Jesus and being God's son and so forth, dying for the sins of the world and all that. But the thing is, the Roman Catholics are thinking cookie. They are thinking cookie Jesus. That's their Jesus. They think in their whorehouses that they are, making another what's it called? They think they sacrifice Jesus all over again. And they do it again and again and again and again and again. So the thing is, the priest makes the cookie into Jesus, who is God. So it becomes God, and then they are apparently allowed to worship this cookie because it's God, apparently. It's bullshit. But anyway, and then, they sacrifice, him for the dead and the living once again. But Jesus died once and for all for the sins of the world. Not again and again, just... Anyway, just be careful about these, it's really deceptive. So that, Romanism is pretty much the worst filthy system of Satan out there. The Hindus, the Buddhists and all that, they don't really deceive you on the same level because they're Hindus and Buddhists, and you can pretty much, you should be able to quickly discern, in regards of, and what was Jesus warning us about? Was he warning us about the pagans that are visible doing the pagan stuff and all that? No. He was warning us about wolves in sheep clothing. So maybe we should take heed in regards to this and be aware of these wolves in sheep clothing. So, these poisonous star nail, know them by their fruit, to know the tree. And the Roman tree, is rotten to the core. Anyway, have a good one, all of you. May Jehovah be with you, and may Yeshua be that most precious pearl. And don't let go of him when you have gotten him, found out who he actually is. And may the Holy Spirit, the Spirit of truth, be in us all. Amen. Have a good one.